Hello everyone, this is Robert here with a Tech Geek 311 recap of Apple's WWDC15, which is the Worldwide Developers Conference 2015, and that just wrapped up on Monday, June 8th at actually around 2:30, almost 3 p.m. Texas time. It started about noon here, so it was 10 a.m. over there. Now, this was a long Worldwide Developer Conference this year, and Apple did cover a lot of stuff. Now, being that it was for developers, which is app developers, there was no hardware being introduced. It was all software related. So we got to learn about a lot of the new software that has been previewed, which most of it will be out in the fall, with the exception of one that they did at the end that will be out the end of June. So what I want to do is go in here and give you my recap, and we're going to go ahead and go to one of my favorite sites, which is appadvice.com, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and we're going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a preview. If you didn't get a chance to watch my live broadcast of the keynote, go to my channel and be sure to look through my videos, and you'll see I have my links in there. I'll also have the links in here as well, so you guys can go check out those videos. So right here, basically it says Apple kicks off the Worldwide Developer Conference 2015, keynote address, and of course you see here, keynote will be viewed live by heading here on all your iPads and iPhones. They're widely expected to release and unveil iOS 9, OS 10.11, and then of course they said here about the third generation Apple TV, which did get cut from this event. The whole thing about WWDC was going to include Apple TV, but apparently Apple couldn't get the rights from the channels, and so they had to cut it. So this is pretty much what they covered in WWDC, and we're going to go down here again to the bottom so I can get to the major stuff. First thing announced was the Mac OS 10.11. Now we know of Mac OS as being Yosemite. Well, the new update, 10.11, is going to be called El Capitan. Now, it seems like a funny name, but that's going to be the new OS. It's going to be free, of course. So, of course, they said here, been announced, WWDC, June 8th, feature refinements and enhancements over Yosemite. So it's going to include a lot of new features in Safari, Spotlight, and a lot of others. They stated that the response to Yosemite was great, and that they had a lot of people install it, and now they're going to have this new thing called El Capitan, which of course is available to the developers in beta, because they're going to be there through the 12th in California, and then we get the public beta in July, and the release of course is going to be for a free upgrade in fall of 2015. And they said it's going to be a lot more performance refinements and bug fixes and things like that. So they're going to make sure that these releases are not going to have any issues when they first come out. And so you're going to get all these new features in Safari, new things you can do. So that's showing that Spotlight search is going to get a lot smarter, sort of like the iOS one. You're going to have multiple window managements here, being able to control a lot of things. It's going to be really heavily focused on performance. So more speed, less memory. They're including also their announcement of Metal for Mac. So to give it up to 50% faster improvement of rendering, 40% rendering efficiency. Then they of course had Epic Games give their little demo of the game system. So for you gamers on Mac, that's going to be something that you'll want to look into. Then we go into here. They did not explain anything about Apple Pay rewards, which is what we were hoping they would. But they did give a lot more features of what Apple Pay is going to include this upcoming fall. So for one, of course, the UK is going to get it. That's one thing they said. For us in America, it doesn't do us any good. The main thing that I thought that was the best was the use of your loyalty and rewards cards. So I don't know if that's the way that they're doing the rewards for Apple Pay, but you can use your loyalty and rewards cards. They gave examples like Kohl's and Walgreens and so forth. And then also Discover is coming this fall, sometime in September. That was one main thing that I noticed on there that they were talking about. Of course, they say Apple's going to continue with more locations and those things as well. So that's a good thing. And then they're also going to include your store cards. So you're going to get your Targets, your JCPenney's, your Walmarts, those kind of things. And that all is coming in the fall. Now that's probably going to be in the new iOS 9 update. They're also getting rid of Passbook, and they're going to rename it into Wallet. So now it's going to be your basic wallet is what it's going to be renamed to. So go down here again. Unfortunately, I have to keep scrolling down. We go in here into our main one that we were knowing and rumoring and talking about is iOS 9. iOS 9 is not too based on new features. It's more based on refinements of things and adding a few things that will allow your iOS to run more efficiently. For one, they're making Siri much smarter by integrating Siri into everything. Siri will know when you're going to leave somewhere, will know when there's traffic ahead of time, know about the weather of places. Be very similar to what Google now is on Android. And that's one thing for sure. Then of course they're going to have better multitasking and a lot more improvements with mail, and with notes is going to get improvements with photos and attachments and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be involved in iOS 9. It's going to be all betas right now until the fall. So then they talked a lot on that, and then they talked about this multitasking for the iPad, and they're also going to include this multitasking into the iPhones. So this split screen stuff where you can pull from one side and pull the other one from the other side, and then you can also pull down on the screen to get your notifications. So that's another thing too. They're saying only available for the iPad Air 2, which is called Split View, but then they're also saying you're going to have picture-in-picture for videos, and they're saying that a lot of this is going to be available iPad Air 2, iPad Air, and all that. But they did mention and brought up that this is going to be available for the iPhones as well. So you will get a lot of these different features. Maybe not everything, but you get a big majority of those. And that's going to be on iOS 9. And then down here, we go into this new app, which people are probably going to hate or people are going to love. Just like we got the Apple Watch app, they're going to create a new stock app called the News app. And the News app is going to feature all the news that you are interested in and all ready to go and up to date for you. And it's going to either be hated or liked. We don't know. That we'll have to see when it comes out. Then they announced the improvements for the notes. Why they picked notes specifically, I don't know. But the notes got improvement for different fonts, adding pictures, being able to draw, saving links. So they're going to have a little extension in there. Then they went into maps. They did not explain too much on maps except the fact that it's going to have the public transit options. You're going to have indoor maps, step-by-step directions and transits and those things. And that Siri will be heavily integrated within maps. And so then they went into the News app again. They explained more about what the News app can do, the pictures, the videos, and stuff you're going to get in there. And then they really talked a lot about being available in the US, UK, and Australia. So that covered that area. And then they went into, now being that it is a developer conference, they did cover some software. So they went into Swift. So if you're a developer, Swift is one that you'll want to know about. This one here is what I like the most, is that they're going to update the watchOS, so watchOS 2, and they're going to include the new native apps. Native apps are basically apps that are built and designed for the watch. They don't have to have another device to pair with. And so they will run much faster and much clearer. So they're going to have this new thing here where it's like a bedside clock. Now, I don't know if this is going to work in different views than landscape, but that is something that was mentioned. They're also going to allow for third-party apps to be available for your clock face. So you can do photos, you can do videos, you're going to have this stop motion, you can add third-party apps within there. Of course, Apple Pay is going to be changed with iOS 9 and also with the same watch kit. And Siri is going to be more enhanced. You're going to have the use of the microphone, being able to play audio. So you're going to have all these third-party connections and things you can use. So it's going to be a lot more stuff in the new watchOS. And then let's get into, well, we'll go into the last few things in here. So yeah, this is the previewing, iOS 9 and all that. This is the last thing they covered, and this is what concerns us right now, is at the end of June. So iOS 8.4 and the new Apple Music will be released as of June 30th. Now, all devices that can get 8.4 will be able to install this with no problem. If you cannot install 8.4, well, then you're going to be out of the loop. You're going to have to upgrade your device, and you'll find that out probably July or August when they have the next conference of devices. Now, this service, if you're an individual, will cost you $10 a month. If you're in a family group of 6, it'll be $14.99 a month. And that's up to 6 different users. And then they're also including a free 3-month trial, so everyone can try this for 3 months. And this music app really looks nice. It really looks good. You have a lot of things in here, like your music here. You can communicate with the artist. You have your separate playlist. You're also going to get a global Beats One music service, so very similar to satellite radio. And you can see it can be used across all devices. So that's going to be a very good thing to see. So then, of course, App Advice had in here, did it deliver? Did it give you everything it wanted? Unfortunately, the logo was all shaped like an Apple TV. That didn't happen this time around. So this basically tells you the reason for the El Capitan, what's in the name. It's a mountain in Yosemite National Park. So the name tells you that they're not moving far from Yosemite at all. And the update brings some small features and improvements. The intelligence throughout the system in iOS 9. So making sure that Siri is full intelligent for the entire device, so it's becoming a proactive assistant, not really a reactive. So it thinks ahead of time for stuff. The new news for iOS looking interesting and all that. Is it going to be something people are going to like or hate? That we're going to wait and see. Elevated iPad experience, so the new iPad quick type keyboard, the recommendations in a productive way, the new split screens and all that, and then the new Apple Watch OS, which everyone's been waiting for native apps. This is the new thing called time travel, where you can use the digital crown to see your events and your times in the future. And then, of course, the one more thing, talking about the Apple Music and Beats One. A lot of people have said it's great keynote, but a bit long. But then again, Apple did cover a lot of stuff. So basically, OS X, El Capitan, iOS 9, watchOS 2, and Apple Music are the main things they covered this year. And that was pretty much Apple's keynote for Worldwide Developers Conference 2015. Alright, so I wanted to give you guys my recap, tell you what I think, and as soon as we get 8.4 and Apple Music, I will go ahead and give you guys a video on that and show you more about it. And then when the fall comes around, we'll go from there and we'll go through all the new iOSs and OSs. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Give me any comments if you got it, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later with some more. Thank you for watching.